coaching this generation's real estate superstars. Harris Real Estate University.
I want to share with you this afternoon a couple of issues that I'm real passionate about, and are real near and dear to me, and hopefully you'll think a little differently when you leave, or have some insight and maybe questions when we finish up that I can answer. And those two topics are these two things. Number one, how to create multiple streams of income. I like to call those passive streams of income. And then the second one is how to succeed through talented people. There are 9 forms of leverage, but the top 3 as real estate agents we can learn are people, tools, and systems. And one of my favorite is people, so that's what I hope to share with you today, is how to succeed not just through people that can support you, but people that can actually replace you. So let me start by sharing with you how I became the person qualified to share this information with you today. I started the real estate business back in about 86. My team sells in Denton, Texas. Does anybody know what was happening in Texas in the late 80s and early 90s? Cindy?
We were dying on the vine.
Very rapidly. Our industry was based on banking, real estate, and oil, and all 3 crashed at the same time. So we understand correcting markets or bad markets or whatever you want to call them. And so that's the year that my husband came to me and he said, we're $600,000 upside down in debt and I need your help. So I got in the real estate business, floundered quite honestly a lot because there wasn't direction at my office on how do you do this real estate business, what do you do, how do you make money at it. And then all of a sudden an affiliate came to me and they offered me a free ticket in Fort Worth, Texas, matter of fact, to go to a Mike Ferry seminar. Walked in the room and on the wall was Mike's famous banners that said 50 deals, 100 deals, 150 deals. And I have to be honest with you, I was from Denton, Texas. The biggest producer in our city at that time probably had done $3-4 million maybe. And so it was way over my head. It was a whole paradigm shift to see the fact that number one, they counted deals and not volume. And number 2, that there were actually people out there that could do that many transactions. And he had his wonderful panel that he's always known for. And literally for the next 3 or 4 days, I couldn't write fast enough. I wanted to just get up out of my seat and go home right away. Have you ever been somewhere like that where you just want to go home and start using the information? When we got back home, I began to probably put 10% of what I learned into place. And sure enough, my business began to just take off. So I went back there for quite a few years, and but there was something about it that I needed something different. I just didn't, be honest with you, wasn't all gung-ho about cold calling 80 hours a week. And so I began to look around, and all of a sudden, at this time I'm doing about 100 transactions a year, and a guy named Howard Britton calls and asks to interview us. So we fly out to Denver, and then on to Aspen to one of his retreats, and that's when we began to learn about marketing and branding ourselves. And I always say, if you're going to build a business that's an asset-based business that can live beyond you, it has to be marketing-based with prospecting referral enhanced. That's the only way it's going to be able to live beyond you. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So that's when I got exposed to people that were building themselves as a brand. Matter of fact, I'll never forget Howard Britton said to me, Linda, if you go to the grocery store and someone walks up to you and you're in the produce stand and they ask you where the bananas are, you've not done a good enough job of marketing yourself. So this past summer, my daughter graduated from Baylor, so to celebrate, we had promised her we'd take her to Hawaii. So for 3.5 weeks, we're traveling around Hawaii, and we go to this spa. We walk up to the counter, and we said, we're the McKissicks, and we're here for our spa day. And the lady goes, McKissick. She goes, real estate. I thought, wow. I don't think Howard Britton had to be that good, but that's awesome. All the way in Hawaii, somebody remembers our name from real estate. She'd actually lived in our area, moved away, and then moved to Hawaii, but had never forgotten our name associated with real estate. So, you know, Howard really was the person that began to show us that really if you build a brand, then people begin to pick up the phone and call you. So that was our introduction to starting to market and build ourselves.